So thank you very much for invitation. Me and my husband, we came here to represent ourselves and our work that we do. We cooperate, we also have our foundation, but the foundation is ours, so we don't work for anyone. I only work for my husband, he works for the sheep. Okay. So I want to tell you how we organize, because now we are 23 years running our farm, our sheep farm. It developed from the beginning, from the zero to zero waste sheep farm. So we started from zero to coming to zero waste. So what we do is a traditional cultural pastoralism in Poland, Koniakówě, during the summer from May to September. We transhumance with 1,200 sheep. They belong not only to us, also to other owners. Over 400 are from our own farm. So as we told yesterday, transhumance is a seasonal movement of livestock. We practice it every day, traditional cultural sheep grazing in over 150 hectares of pasture meadows, which belong to more than 600, 500 landowners. So before we go to the fields, we have to talk to everyone. And until now, even nowadays, there are no written agreements. Everything is based on the man of the trust. So my husband has to go communicate, and we talk to people. That's how we organize before we go to the fields. This kind of community sheep grazing is practiced in the Carpathians from several ages, and came to Poland with the knowledge and skills of pastoral Vlach tribes in the 14th century. In Koniakówě, the village that we live, we still cultivate this traditional sheep farming, but adapted to present times, to nowadays, with huge respect to the nature and cultural heritage. So as you will see in the back some pictures, how we came from the history up to present. So in our region, in Carpathians, I mean from Romania, Ukraine, Czech, Poland, Slovakia, also part of Hungary, the shepherding was the natural way of life, so the people transhumanced, searching for fields and taking care of sheep, because there was no other possibilities to graze the land. There is no place for agriculture. So you will see the pictures which are common to all of our cultures. That's why we are not finding ourselves more like Polish people, but like Carpathian people. So still we have in our clothes a lot of sheep. This kożuch you can see, so mainly men, they are until now dressed in sheep, with the felted wool, with the trousers, with our clothes. And it is still good in nowadays time, because people still cultivate a lot of traditions, and we still use our regional clothes for events, holidays, and even in the family for Christmas, even wherever we can, for weddings, for so on. So it's still alive, and people still cultivate a lot. So the basic of the Vlach was to take from the sheep everything she could give. So of course wool, meat, and milk for the cheese. So you can see the Wallachian road in here, and in 2013 my husband with his friends, and of course sheep, he crossed over Carpathians 102,000 kilometers to show that the culture is still alive. So this transhumance in 2013 was about 2,100, 400 kilometers with 300 sheep. It was in the Romanian poetry, 200 means you are the poorest one, because you have only the 300 to walk. That's why we wanted to have the 3, because there is a Miorica is a symbolic poet in poetry, to have this 300. During 4 months, it was organized not to be like marketing, but to show that shepherds, that our job is very important to the nature, to all of us, that we are all together, that we are not the last one. and that we have to support ourselves. We have to be proud of what we are doing, because now we have to fight for this thinking about shepherding like not something being worse, uneducated, that not to feel bad about it. We have to make a more prestige to it. So you can see the landscapes through all the Carpathians that my husband went with the sheep, leaving me alone at home with all the problems, and he was just on the transhumans. So somebody, if somebody asks us if we're gonna repeat it, I say yes, of course I will go, and he will stay home and take care of the everything. Yes. So the question disappears. So nobody asks again. So that was, of course, we stepped from the shepherd to the shepherd. There was no plan. There was just like a main road, and the shepherd from the shepherd fields, they took over and helped to cross to show everybody was enjoying. Some local or societies organized some events, but it was very impressive. It was today, when I can say about it, it was impossible to organize. And I still don't know how this happened, but there is a word saying that when a shepherd means a shepherds, there is no coincidence. I mean, it's always, the reason for it. So when the shepherd met shepherd, they did it somehow. So still I cannot say what happened. I mean, this just happened, yes, and it was nice. A lot of people met on the road, and now in Poland, I don't know if other countries also as well, because it was even impossible to cross through the streets with the sheep when we had to transhumance. Now it's very official. Everybody goes with music, with dances, with singing, even local governments. So everybody is not scared to cross even on the roads, because all the roads that we have in the Carpathians are made by sheep. Yes, so now we use them like for cars and for people, but it was done by the sheep. So coming back, I think that nowadays, after these 10 and 12 years, that everybody can do it, and officially, and we can still do it with some extra like cultural events, and it's very vivid and it's very nice, and tourists come, people from all over Poland, they want to join, they want to go, although our transhumances are not so far going like in, for example, Spain or some other countries. It's usually like up to 60 kilometers, so it's not so long. But what we have in nowadays, these are the pictures, not from all Carpathians, from our own place, that we also transhumans, we keep the freedom of our sheep. So this is the main course that we have, that we don't put the sheep into fences, but we go out to the fields and they choose what they want to eat. Yes. So when we talk today about our freedom, we of course we have to follow all the procedures to work to like being in nowadays time, but the freedom means that we care that our sheep, they lead us through the meadows and through the mountains. So they choose the best herbs to protect. I was very happy because I always like to search for new concepts, researches, and our concept just got very good into the definitions by Julia Watson into low-tech design and radical indigenism in 2024. So finally, some researchers started to make it organized like a kind of research. So it's about movement to rebuild the understanding of our philosophy, vernacular architecture that generates sustainable climate resilient. And it is all based on knowledge, practices, and beliefs. And if you want to ask more about it, just direct, you can talk to Michał or to Piotr, because I'm more like working. They know all these knowledge, practices, and beliefs, and we women believe that they lead us in a good direction. So in my this is in Polish. I'm sorry, but I try to show you that this kind of movement in universities is a good example of our system, which we created like 20 years ago. So you see in the middle there is a bacha, so shepherd, his knowledge and his abilities, also the relation to all the world around. So you can see that everything, what happens, yes? If you want to, that it works, it has to go like this. And it will go 3 times all around him. Because otherwise, this is even in the summer when we start, we have to, sheep has to go around 3 times around the tree just to make the magic, yes, just to start to do it. So in this relation, there is also a place for the family, and the family has to work all the time, so it's work and work and work, but also education, so everybody finds a job for himself. So what we do, like make for the living, we don't follow too many projects. We don't search for projects, so we don't wait. There was a time that we were waiting that somebody were gonna do something for us and to us, yes? But then we realized that it will never work out. So we started to work and make a living out of that. So our products from the farm, the main is the cheese. We have the Polish mountain sheep. It's small sheep. So cheese is a main product. Also we have others, but I will show the pictures of our cheese, as this is also for all Polish shepherds in the mountains is the main profit. We have, I think, 26 kinds of cheese that we produce daily from May to October from sheep milk. I'm so sorry, but we sell everything that we produce just directly. So it was very tasty yesterday, your cheese, Petra, yes. And I will have to leave for myself from the next year that I have for the winter time. Now we also produce with cow's milk, also traditional cheese. So we enlisted some of our products into the European Union, so we are protected against sanitary veterinary control a little bit, that we have some other regulations. But also we have to search all the time for certificates for, for like being in nowadays time. People buy this, people like the cheese, there's no problem to sell the cheese, but still we have to like have it all the time, like top, yes, to have some participate in some competitions and to receive some. Like I always say, it's like Coca-Cola, they are advertising all the time, no matter that everybody drinks it, yes. So we have to also participate with the cheese. But also we have meat as a side product. Of course, we don't have sheep for meat, but it happens that we have to have it. We also have skins, and we also have wool. We started to treat as our traditional cultural heritage because it's classified in the legislation of the European Union, so for all Europe, it is a waste. And nobody, like during the legislation was done, I mean, it was not even a textile product, it was not an agricultural product, so it's now, until now, it's a waste. So a special waste. So I think that we should, like, when I started to do a lot of marketing, so I write in here down, the more marketing about wool we make, the more problems from institutional offices and bureaucracy we have to deal with, because they start to ask, why do you are we processing the wool if it's a waste? So you should go like the utilization. So the legislation says like directly, and we are still fighting. But all the researchers from all over Europe, there are several projects right now, I mean, also in the last 5 years, because it is a waste, so they received a lot of money to research it because as a waste, so it was good for universities, but still nobody make the change that it's not a waste anymore, although all the projects says it's antibacterial, so, and it's very good for the nature. So we are still like between the lines. So we work with wool, but I think everyone does the same, yes? So we used to get rid of the wool in the beginning of our farming, but then the price was so low that it was not even financially okay to drive with this wool to the point when they bought the wool. So I said that if we cannot sell it, let's start to play with it. And I don't know if that was a good idea, because now we have about 5 tons of wool processing every year. And it's hard work. It is a dirty job. I think it's even more dirty than to take care of the sheep. But yes, we took this advantage, and I started to work with wool. The wool is coarse, but we still find a lot of solutions how to use it. In the past, sheep's dirty fleece was hand processed, combed before spinning on nail brushes, and zero waste. As I told you, zero waste was a natural philosophy, as a life in mountains was very hard, and people were very, very poor. There was no place to waste anything. Everything was used. Now, to be zero waste, it costs a lot of money. Trust me. To be zero waste, it costs a lot of time, a lot of work, and it costs also a lot of money. My husband never talks about money because for shepherds they don't need. But of course, what is the profit? Even Michał, yesterday I asked you, but I want directly. I'm the manager. I finished studies management, and so I sometimes ask. I sometimes behave like a wolf, you know. And I ask the simple questions: what's the profit from your shepherding? And they say that they don't need the profit because they have sheep. So sheep is the profit. So, you know, so it's very difficult to talk, but unfortunately they find some people like me and Danka, for example, so we understand that there is no reason to ask these stupid questions. So for the financial, we have to care, yes? So we have to do something that there is some profit. So when you have more questions, just ask directly Michał or Piotr, so he will explain to you. But wool processing, of course, there is a huge attention to the well-being of our animals and fleece sorting selection techniques. We process sheep wool into many woolen products. I will have workshop in the evening, so I invite you, all of you, maybe step by step, so we can make something. We use the dirtiest waste wool. Now I call in English waste wool, but I never use this word in Polish language. I use it only for just to show you that I don't find another word in English. But what is the most waste wool is a produce of highly effective ecological fertilizer. Although in Poland we cannot use it as fertilizer because there are some other legislations, yes. But I do it like yesterday I told you that shepherds cannot go like this straight. He has to walk like this, so I always say some projects, I made some UNESCO, I made something like this, and I still can do this. But the best fleece, so about 30% of our wool is dedicated to this fertilizer. And the best fleece is traditionally washed on the farm, dried and carded. We don't use too many laundry, like scoring, outsourcing, because they destroy our wool. So we have to do it like in the past times. But to be just saying you directly, I don't want to hide anything. Our main success in processing the wool and selling was opening an educational farm. When we organize workshops, presentations, and events, we teach our clients to treat wool as a value. Treat the wool like they buy our cheese as a local product, so buy our wool as a local product as well. So I wrote in here that we have almost 50,000 visitors yearly, but nobody counts, so I don't know, because the entrance is free. So I think it might be even 100,000, maybe 150. I don't know. I don't count. You can come anytime. Approximately 15,000 participate in woolen workshops, which is, of course, they have to pay for this, and they participate a lot. From the last 5 years, I didn't have time to count because there is always no time. So that was from my 2018. So, but I don't care. For me, it's like to promote the wool, just to do it. So we organize also. I don't know if we can put the video here. No. I wanted to put this video, but maybe later on because it does not work in here. So I wanted to show you how we organize the events. It doesn't work, the video, yeah? Yeah, okay. All right. So wool as a zero waste. Oh, there is some missing text, but don't worry. As I told you, I think that wool survived in our region because we still wear it in the traditional clothes, and we use it for traditional like socks and elements. Of course, the main subventions that we can reach, like for shepherding, like the profit, yes, we can start talking here. So is keeping the biodiversity as a mission and possibility for additional financing from the European Union subventions for keeping the land alive. So this makes a little bit still when it's still the subventions are. But what we have good in our region, that we have a lot of tourism because of the mountains, of the nice view. So we organize events like from the beginning of the season. We invite tourists, we invite a local society because everybody wants to join. So, well, what can I say? The pictures say everything. Of course, we wear traditional clothes. We follow the historical, like, not to say magic, but all the traditions, like to put the fire, to, you know, all this, and we explain to tourists why we do it, what for we do it, and so on. We try to show our local craft as well. So, yes, if you would like to join, maybe beginning of May, we usually start. So there is a huge event in our village. But also we cooperate with local society because we graze the land. So we have to know each other. We know all the people. People want to, at the beginning they were not so, you know, they were a little bit pessimistic about the sheep, about the smell and so on. But now I can say that I think that we are all proud of ourselves, and also the local society, everybody takes it like an advantage. So we use the promotion and media also to support ourselves. Oh, okay, there is some mistake in the pictures, but don't worry. But I never pay for this. If I pay only by cheese. They just ask if they can come, so we always agreed, and now we have a little bit like support from them, like from the television. They want when the lambs are coming, or this is like from in the television that we had with the dyeing of the wool. So we sometimes try to have to do something new, so everybody get interested and involved. So thank you. We invite you to Koniakówě. There were some films, but I think that they didn't work on the, yeah? Okay. Yeah, but it's okay. If you want to check, you can check our website as well. Thank you very much. And what can I say? If anyone wants to follow the sheep, so you have to understand that you will have to all your life make leaded by the sheep. Yeah. Thank you.
I can try to look